Hello, everybody. Hello. We are starting our translation. Hello, everybody. If you can see me, then it's great. Hello. Oops. Everybody, hello. I'm so sorry. We are starting our translation. Okay, is there anybody here right now? As we are starting in a few minutes. Yeah, we'll wait. As a tradition, at the beginning of webinar, we need to wait a few minutes for some more people to come to our translation. And to let me open the chat for me to see your messages and all that. Yeah, I have the additional iPad here to read your messages. So just give me some sign if you are here, if you are watching it, if you are here, because I could see that there are four of you actually looking at the webinar, and me. So please leave some message in the chat, like number from 1 to 10. How's the sound, for example? Can you see me? Can you hear me well? That's really important for the future video also, so I could know that everything works well and we could start. I think I have some kind of a delay from my speaking in what I could see in the video and what you could see, so don't worry about these pauses after my speech and waiting for your answers, because yeah, there are a few seconds after I'm stopping and waiting for your response, and still I'm waiting for your response. Yes, talking to you from the future. So there is my partner Dmitry writing me something in the chat that that he could hear me and see me well. That's great. What about others? Guys, don't be shy, please write something in the chat. I will not start until you write something in the chat. Say hello, say hi, say what's your name, anything. I can hear from you. Or from 1 to 10, the quality of the sound and the video picture. Sorry about that. I think it's some kind of a dark or not. We need to add more light in this room, but we're actually moving next week, so there will be other space for recording our webinars, videos, and all that. Okay, so I see that. Hello, Olga. Hello. Where are you from? Yeah, like the first message in the chat, please write hello or hi and tell me where you're from, for me to know what's the auditorium today I'm talking to, and using the right examples for some reason. The picture is stuck. Bum, bum, bum. What is going on? What is going on? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Bum, bum, bum. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with the internet. I don't know what's that. Give me a minute. Hey guys, can you hear me? Can you see me? Because seems like I have some internet disconnection. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know if you could hear me and could see me well. Yeah, right now I need your feedback. Really. Okay, Olga, hello again. Seems like you're the only one who's giving the chat to me today, and that's fine. I will be working for you and only you today. Or maybe somebody else will write me something in the chat. Okay, seems like internet is working, but I don't know. Something strange happens. It looks like the picture stuck. But everything is okay. Is it okay right now? I need to know. Please let me know. Hey, Industrum guys. Hello. Okay, seems like everything is working, and we could start, I think. Okay, I prepared the presentation for you, for me not to forget anything and to talk to you. So we have okay, 2 minutes more. Wait for somebody to connect, and then we'll start. Yep, that's great. Yeah, because I don't know, it seems like something's wrong with the picture. Because okay, something strange just happened with my PC. I hope it will be okay during the webinar. How's your Sunday? So in Europe, actually, it's right now Sunday's evening. Seems like nobody from USA today. The long holidays of Thanksgiving. There, nobody's watching. Because mostly on our webinars, guys from the USA is watching. Mostly. Okay, just 3 of you left something in the chat, but I could see that there are a few more of you watching. Please say hello or hi, tell me where you're from, and that's enough for now for me to be in touch with you, just like that. Guys, let me hear something from you. Okay, 1 minute left until we start. Okay, everybody is so shy and don't want to write anything in the chat. Okay then. Anyway, you could write me in the chat anything you want. Not anything you want. Yeah, there will be some warnings and rules. I will tell about them a little bit later. But you can ask me any questions. You can write me some info in the chat. I have additional monitor right here to read your messages, and I will try to answer them during my speech. Okay, so let me turn on the presentation I prepared for you. So how to earn up to $10,000 per month by opening a VR business. Actually, I don't know if somebody will watch this webinar not in live, like after as a recorded video. So and actually I wanted today not just provide you some information or give you some useful materials, but I wanted to discuss, is that true, if you could really earn up to $10,000 on that business or not. So we need to decide at the end, is this just a name of the webinar as for you to click it and to watch it, or is it really true? So we need to find it together, because I wanted as many people as we have from different countries to give you like different give me different information about your costs, about how much do you earn if you have such a business, or if you have business of escape rooms, which is our initial field of our work. So let's go then, and content of our today's webinar. So first of all, I will tell you who are we. So if you are first looking at our video and on our webinar today, so I will tell you why am I sitting here and telling you something. Then I will make a short VR entertainment market review of like modern market. Then what we meant, we decided that we wanted to be in the VR business, and what was the problem for us, and what we found and what we are doing right now. Of course, there will be a promotion gift for all of our participants of the webinar. We are giving promo action and answers and questions. If you have any, then we'll discuss something. So warning and rules. If you're a big expert in something, I'm asking you to help me. So this webinar is for free. So here we are giving our experience. We are sharing some information that we got, and we are trying to find best solutions, trying to share the ideas for you to make your business better and all that. So don't be rude in the chat. Don't advertise your products if you are other competitor or something else, because we love our competitors, and we don't do that. just like that. So that's the rules, and we're not giving here some kind of a key for a huge success, 100% success, and to be the richest man in the world, and to be Bill Gates or something. No. So we are here for discussion, for sharing the experience, sharing the ideas, and to find something together to make a good partnership maybe in the future. So that's how our webinars work. This is what this is all about. And so let's start. So the first short part, who we are. We are the TimeQuest Lab company. We are service company, and we are making escape rooms. We are making everything which is which you could describe as an escape room. I mean, we're doing the electronics, props, puzzles, multimedia scenarios, visualizations, design projects, installations, like everything what you can imagine, separate puzzles in one system. And we participated in projects, more than 300 projects already, more than 300 escape rooms. Wow. 28 countries. Yeah, I'm just I had a list before, and I counted like every city that we did, and right now I'm not doing that, and just one of our workers doing that. And every time it surprised me how many we already did. and how many countries. So you could see that in South America, North America, Europe, Asia, of course, even some in Australia. So if you have the escape room in Africa, or you're planning to open one, just let me know, because we need somebody in Africa right now and in the Antarctica. Other parts of the world are already done. So anyway, and of course, why we're talking about the VR today. So this is the theme which is really, really interesting for us and really exciting in the past few months, because this spring, this year, we started a new project in our company, because we are doing not only the escape rooms, we are doing some other fields in the entertainment business, and we decided to go into this field, into the field of virtual reality, and we are developing a game with a full body tracking. If you don't know what's the full body tracking, then it's a good webinar for you, or actually you should watch my previous webinar about VR in common. We discussed that. So yes, on the previous webinar I talked mostly about the exact VR types, like how do they look like, and today we will do the same at the first part. We will just shortly describe them, but I will not stop on this part right now. So first of all, what's the first point of our today's VR market? It's the homemade VR. So just the common helmets, computers, PlayStation VR that everybody like me, you could buy it for yourself, install it at home and play with VR. So this is actually what's all about right now. All the big companies working to make these helmets to sell to as many as they can, like common users, for you to buy it at home. But this is not like our competitor. If we're talking about VR business, to open a VR business, or about to buy a helmet at your home, so those guys who are buying these helmets, they're not our competitors, because first of all, it's not so common. The second, we're right now subscribing some minuses of not minuses of buying the helmet, but minuses of the system of itself, because there are not so many games. VR content is not so wide right now, because of course this field is started a few years ago, but still it's just it is just growing. And the third one is that you're buying this game and you are playing alone, I should say. It is like you may remember those times, like, I don't know, 20-30 years ago, then the computers just appeared. 20 years ago, for the personal computer appeared, and there were computer clubs for the guys to get together to play computers. Right now we have internet, we don't have such a problem, so everybody has the personal computer, and we're playing online together with friends. So maybe with the VR in the future it will be the same, but right now you have just one helmet, and you're very limited of playing the games, and it is such a not the cheap equipment for you to buy to install it at home. So mostly this story is for some enthusiasts, you know, who want to really be in there in the modern technologies, who have a lot of money to buy the VR at home and to try it. But actually, of course, a lot of people, they are if you want to try VR, you will go to the common VR club and will try this technology. So as a business, this is the only business for the companies who are making it, the Oculus, HTC, and others. So the second point, mini spots in popular places, which was really popular I should say a few years ago, but it might be popular right now actually. We're not looking at it as in a business. This is the exactly. Uh, this is mostly like demonstration of a VR. So only then Oculus appeared, like 10 years ago, or how many years? I don't remember. This kind of business appeared in malls. Then they have one helmet for you just to try the technology. So it's actually not the real VR. It's just you're picking the helmet and you're looking what the VR is about. And if you're, but still, there are guys who are opening this point, like I don't know how to just to call it, those spots in the malls, trying to make it as a business, but this is past, of course. So it's not what virtual reality, modern virtual reality is about right now. So VR clubs and VR parks. This is the most common, I should say, virtual reality business right now. So the guys, they are buying the equipment and they are making these clubs for, as I told you, like before there were personal computers, then the clubs with the computer clubs where guys could get together and play, and the same they're doing with the VR right now. So this is what really popular right now, and mostly I should say not just the VR clubs but VR parks, because VR clubs might be on a small on a small space, but what is most interest that with the big investments people are doing VR parks. VR parks, I mean it's not just the story about the helmets, but with some different attractions in virtual reality. Then you're adding a lot of entertainment stuff on a big space, and it is just some kind of a attraction as a park, So you need a lot of investments in that, and I think this is the most popular business in the virtual reality right now. So I don't know what to say more here. We discussed that before. But the thing is, what we discussed on the previous webinar is that this is the optimal virtual reality right now. But the thing is that people who tried it, they need more immersion. They want something more. And after VR clubs appeared, the next step was the virtual reality games. Not this point actually, these VR games with full body tracking, I wanted to say, but somewhere in the time of appearing of VR clubs, there are some games, more VR virtual reality games appeared, and I call them virtual realities games where you sit. So if you know what's the leap motion technology is about, this is then you have a camera on the helmet, and it tracks your hands. So you're moving your hands, and you can see them in the game. And there are few games, and actually they are still opened and they're still selling the franchises. I know some of the companies who are doing that. So the thing is that you could play with your friends, but you're in the previous point, in the VR clubs, the common VR clubs, which are using the common equipment, is that you have a helmet and you have a sticks. And you're using your sticks to play the game, to, I don't know, fire from the bow, to throw something. So you have a stick, and your stick is playing the role of your hand. You can pick the items, you can throw them, you can do anything. So you're playing with the sticks, like I don't know. just as it is. But in you can move a little bit, so you have a limited space around you. You are allowed to make few steps forward, back, or in any direction. But as you can see on the picture, there are some wire which is coming from the helmet to the PC system, and this is the what limits you from walking to other corner of the room. In this case, you are sitting on the place and you are playing with other guys just using your hands. I will just describe you shortly for you to understand. I played this game, but the main problem of this game, in my opinion, is actually, first of all, if it is the immersion problem. So then you're sitting on the couch or on the chair. It's really hard to imagine that you are somewhere in a space or somewhere. This is the first problem, a really big problem. And the second problem is that you're using your hands to play. And for example, you need to move in the game. You're like putting your hands in front of you and you're moving forward. You're putting them like that, you're moving back or something, doing something. The thing is here that at that moment your body is sitting on the chair, and then your brain thinks that you're moving forward, but you are sitting on the in one pose. It really makes your brain crushed. And we played in such a game, and we were 4 players. And after 15 minutes, first player said that I'm sick, I'm done, and just quitted. After half of an hour, second one did that. And after 40 minutes, I said, okay, that's enough. I can handle that. The only one player was sitting there for 1 hour, and it was a girl. I don't know, maybe it's the difference between girls and boys, because 3 of the boys, we just felt really sick and we were just, okay, that's enough. But our friend who was a girl, she was okay, and she played till the end. So, these are 2 main problems, but still, this business exists, and this business is like selling as a franchise. You can open such a business at your place, but like the main idea, the main advice that I could tell you right now is that if you wanna buy something, you need to first test it. So test the type of this game. If you want to open the mini spot in the mall, just try it, see what it looks like. If you want to open the VR club, visit few VR clubs. If you want to open such a VR game, try this one also, because we wanted first to make such a game like that, or we wanted to buy it, like it was, I don't remember, 2 years or 3 years ago. But then we played it and we said, no, that's really not for us, and we don't want our players to feel what we felt. So, what we really liked is the new, I could say, new generation of virtual reality games, which are on the market right now. The VR games with the full body tracking. So what's that? Actually, you could see that there are no wires from the helmet coming to any PC system, just because the computer is not in the backpack. Computer is a backpack actually, and it is on your shoulders. So you have a helmet which is connected with the computer behind your back. You have trackers. There might be on your arms, on your legs, and as you could see on the picture, you could walk all around the room, and you're free. So there are no wires, you're not limited, you can walk around, and you can use all the space, you can interact with other players, because I mean physically. So in previous points, in the VR clubs, in the VR games where you see it, you can only see the players who are in the game, in the like in the picture, but you cannot touch them, you cannot interact with them physically. In this case, you are seeing your partners, your friends, your players, and you can interact with them. So you can pass them, I don't know, guns, items, or something like that. About the guns and items, also in this game, the thing is that you are playing not with the sticks, you are playing with some physical objects like a gun. So the gun is also tracks with the system, and it appears in the game, and you can use it to shoot or not just a gun, it could be any item. So this is what we really liked, and we wanted to try something in this field. So this is what really VR games, entertainment is all about modern days, in my opinion. The last point I left here, you could watch some videos and make your own opinion about that. It is the game which is called The Void. This is the company. They are actually in the virtual reality games with full body tracking, but what I thought a few months ago that, and actually this is really true right now, that the Void company is like the number one, the top one in the world in the virtual reality, and they are making something really special in that field. So the thing is that they are partners with Columbia Pictures, they have good content, they have games which are connected with Star Wars and all that, but they are really cool. And a few months ago I tried this game, and I a little bit felt, I should say not 10 of 10, because my expectations was really high, and I saw just a common number 5 game, number 5.5 game, but with a really good content in it. And mostly the Void, you know, they're about not providing you the game, but providing you some attraction. It is mostly like showroom. They are giving you some, it is, I could say mostly interactive movie, something like that. So just Google them a little bit. Oh, Ken, hello. Ken is one of our partners who's actually bought this game that I will tell you a little bit later about. So yeah, Ken, hello again. Happy to see you. Yeah, I was telling you about the Void. So just Google this company. They spend, I should say, tons of millions of dollars investing in that game, and they are really on a high level. But every time then you're watching something on the picture, it might be different in real life. So I tried it and felt a little bit that there are no gods on the planet Earth. So I mean, gods who are making something perfect. No, every time there something that you might find as a minus or something. But they are really cool, and if there is if you wanted to create something really cool in the VR business, and you are near the Void, I should advise you to go there and to try it, because yeah, it's a cool experience. Just my advice for you, just to remember and to Google it, how the VR could look if you will invest millions of dollars in it. Okay, so why we not actually no I will this slide will be about why we wanted to go to the VR business. So first of all, what's our forecast? Not our forecast, it's what we are reading, what we see about the VR right now. Of course, there will be a technical growth. What we saw in the first Oculus helmet and what we see right now in the helmets, that's, for example, we are using, or in the VR clubs, it's a huge difference. For example, I don't know, 5 years ago, those Oculus video graphics was on the level, you know, when I first tried Oculus, I felt that I'm playing a game of, I don't know, 2000th year. So the graphics was on this level. Right now, it is really good. So technologies are moving forward, and of course, there will be growth of those advantages and all that. So what we see, what types of growth there might be. First of all, increasing the resolution, increasing the quality of the picture in the helmet. Really, if you put 8K in each eye, it will be much better than just a high definition, you know, what we have today, and something like that. Also, computer speeds, you know, all the processors right now, every year they're making new technologies, and this is actually a big steps, because previously we cannot add a good graphics in those helmets, because not mostly because we're not allowed to put high resolution screens in there or something like that, but it was all together, screens, computer speeds, and all that. Right now, every year, technologies are doing something incredible. So it will be better and better and better. What's the next point? Freestanding helmets. This is about, remember this picture with the VR club, then you have a helmet, wire to the personal computer, which is somewhere under the ceiling. So, and in our case, well, you know, the full body tracking that I showed you, there is a backpack, a helmet, but still there is a wire between them. I know that right now there are technologies that you could use just a Wi-Fi model and use just a helmet, but they are, you need to work on them anyway. So we are testing them right now, and but for the future, it's not a question. There will be a helmet that you will just put on, and it will be connecting via Wi-Fi with the computer. You all know that right now the 5G technologies are available, and in a few years there will be no problem with the Wi-Fi connection speed between the helmet and the computer. Right now we need to use the wire, but in the future there will be no such a problem. Hands tracking, as I told you, leap motion technology, it is already working, but it will be better in the future. Actually, you know, first we bought for this is a stupid example. We bought a helmet, HTC Vive Pro. We are working on them, and we found that on them there is a small camera, and we were asking like, what's the reason to put the camera in there? And it was written in the instructions that this camera is only used for you if you're stepping too close to the wall, that it will show you the wall, and you will not, you know, get into it. So and we thought, okay, that's a good way, but why do you need such a big camera in it to make such a stupid function? And then, only then, we found in the instructions that they are adding, actually, so they have already the equipment, but they don't have the soft yet, and they are adding it, like an Apple company, they're adding the software, and they are writing, like, in the future, with the same equipment, you will be available to use the leap motion technology, to use something more. So it is already in the hardware, but we are adding the software right now. So we are waiting, and it will be better and better in the future. Inside out tracking, that's the most exciting thing that we are waiting for, but I think it's not ready yet, and it will not be available in the near future. It will be later. It is about, then you have a helmet on its own with no computer or something, or maybe with the computer somewhere, but you don't have any bases around. I will tell you what's the basis. And the computer making the space tracking by itself. So if it sees the table, it will draw a table in the game, in your environment inside the virtual reality. So it tracks everything around you, and you could play in any place, like in office, in parking lot, in the mall, like anywhere. And this helmet will draw you everything around. For me, I'm in the virtual reality technologies. I know something about that, but for me, this technology still looks like something wow and incredible, and I really don't know how they will realize it. But the Facebook just announced a new helmet that will have such a functionality, and they will release it in next spring. I mean, in 2019. We'll see what will be the helmet and how it will work, because it seems like I don't know how to put the content of, like, for example, the game into this helmet, because it will be really something specific. So at first it will not be available for just for games or something, because for developers who are making own software, only I think for the developers who are working for this helmet. Because for me, it's, I don't know, if you see the table, so you need to some content in the game that will draw a table in the game. So yeah, too many questions. Really, you see, I have a discussion and I really don't know. I still really don't know what it will be look like. So we are now making the investigations in it, and I hope we will be ready. Then it will be released at the spring, but we'll see what it will be. Why for me it is so cool? Because what we haven't discussed here, the VR games with full body tracking. So how this technology works? Why I missed it, because we talked about that on the previous webinar, but now I see that I need to add some info here. So on this picture you could see that there are few cameras located in the like this room, and these cameras, they are catching all the objects in the room. They are catching those trackers on the arms and the legs. They are catching the position of the helmet in the space. So, and there are this technology which is on the picture. It's OptiTrack technology called, and there are up to 20 cameras, and each of them catching the position of each sensor, each tracker, and the helmet. Then the software summarize all the pictures from all the cameras, and then it making a 3D model of all the space and all the virtual reality environment. The thing is that this technology is really expensive, and the new HTC Vive Pro, which was released this spring, Vive Pro was released this spring. The common Vive was released before. They're using not the optical 20 cameras, which are optical. They are using just two bases with magnet net between them, and difference in the equipment costs, like the OptiTrack technology is from $65,000 up to $100,000, and the HTC Vive Pro you can buy for $10,000 for up to 4 players. So yeah, that's the difference. The technologies are not stopping. They're every year, every month they are releasing something new. And for me, what we talked before, inside out tracking, then the helmet without any bases, without any cameras, will track the whole space around you by itself. For me, it's something, wow. I don't know how they will do that, so we'll see. Another point of the future of the escape room, VR market is growing twice a year. So I just read the statistics that in 2017 the revenue of VR entertainment market was something around 13 billions in 2017, and this year 2018, in the middle of the year in June, they told in this article that it is already 13 billions. So half of a year, the same revenue, the same numbers that was for the whole year before. So each year the market is growing, and according to Goldman Sachs, the number of users in virtual reality, the users who will try the technologies, the users who will buy the helmets for their home entertainment, for VR clubs, for all that stuff. So it will increase up to 70 millions to 2020, and more than 200 millions of users 5 years later. In my opinion, so this is the answer why we decided to step into the virtual reality business, because this is a growing market, and it is on its beginning. On the previous webinar, I showed the graph which describes the some kind of a hype on the technology, expectations, I should say, that the first and the new technology appears. It actually, you could say it about any technology. The first, then it appears, you have a huge expectations about that, and like you're thinking that we will discover all the cosmos, all the planets with this technology. So then you are at this point, you realize that the hardware that we have is not allowed to help us in our goals, and your expectations going like breaking down, and you're really mad at this technology and don't want to touch it at all. And then it goes with some time, you realize that the equipment, the hardware is getting better and better year by year, and the technology starts to grow like on the plateau, and like a line. So, and it goes into the space again. So the thing is that with the VR, as with the, I don't know, machine learning, as with the voice assistants, as with all the technologies that we know, it did this hype peak of the expectations, and right now it's in the beginning of this curve of, I don't remember the exact name. I need to see my presentation of the previous webinar. So it's the curve that then everybody is just calmed down about this technology and just working and investigating about new hardware and new technologies in this field. So VR at this point right now, and the thing is that VR entertainment market is a growing market. So, and we, by the 2025, we wanted to be there. So, and if we start right now, I think we could get some success in this field. So that's why we decided to go into the VR business. So, and we had a question. I want a VR business, what to choose? So, to start production of the VR helmets, no. There are too many companies with the huge budgets, and we are not the competitors to the Google, to Oculus, to HTC, of course not. So this is not what we are going to do. Mini spots in popular places. Just I told you about that. That is just a demonstration of VR. It's not a business in my opinion at all. So it's like to sell something, food on the street by yourself. So it's not a business. It's self-working. Okay, VR clubs and VR parks. We thought about that to open the VR park, and actually we are still thinking about that to do that small business to test our games, to test our technology, and we are we are thinking about that. So we are games where you sit, we just put away because, but I should say that we know companies again that are selling a lot of franchises here and a lot of games, but really I tried it and I didn't understand what's the deal. I didn't like it. Just I felt sick. So the Void, they're not selling franchise, so we tried to find the, because first a few years ago then we saw their first trailers, we were like, wow, let's find a way to make a partnership with them. And then they are not selling franchise, so they are projects of the Columbia Pictures company, so they are making this business and they are a company in themselves. So maybe they're testing something for movie creation, maybe they're testing this technology for something else, but they are just separate from all other VR business. So I'm leaving you them just as an example for you to see, to Google some YouTube videos about them. So, and we found that in modern world right now, VR games with full body tracking is the most exciting, the most immersive part, and what we could do here right now. So first of all, we felt that to spend $100,000 on the OptiTrack technology is too much. Maybe there is a way to make it less. And we found about the HTC Vive technology, and we tried it, and it worked. And moreover, I could say that some of the our competitors that are working in this field also, they were using OptiTrack first, and right now some of them, they are trying to also remake their games, remake their technologies onto the HTC Vive. So, some advertising and commercial about our product, of course. I'm not asking you to buy it or something like that. I'm just telling you what we decided. You can look at other companies and other competitors, because for me this field is really exciting, and you can find a lot of companies, not a lot actually, no, you can count them, who are doing that, and compare them and try them also. So first of all, I want to tell you that we decided to make our own product, and we decided to make a game. So we are not making the equipment, because we decided to first take the equipment which is already made, tested, to make our platform to create the game in there, and if it works, to create games, because we are creating games all our lives. We are making escape rooms, we are making other businesses, all about that. So yeah, because we were making escape rooms, and we felt that we need to add something fresh in this field, and even for all those our partners who are making the escape rooms, if instead of one escape room we will add the VR game for them, it will fit as something new, as something, as I said, fresh, and maybe by this virtual reality become something more available for people. So that's why we decided to make games in the VR. And first we decided to make an escape room in the VR, and we prepared a platform, and we went to the Nashville conference about the escape rooms, and there were like 4 different parts of the demonstration. Then you have to do some stuff during the demonstration, and the last part was shooting the zombies. And we had 50 demonstrations during 3 days, so 50 people played our game, and 48 of them told us that the best part was shooting the zombies. And we were like, really? Okay, so that's the answer. We need first to do the shooter. And actually it came out that to make a shooter, it's a little bit easier to make an escape room game with the big scenario and all that. So we were not so happy about that first, because there are some games, VR shooters on the market, But the thing is that all of them were made on the OptiTrack technology. So you need to invest more than $100,000 to start this business. And we decided, what if we prepare our game and with full body tracking, of course, but we will use the HTC Vive technology, and if it works, then our price will be a few times less. It works, and we got what we wanted. So the other point that we wanted to solve, and we are working on this right now, is that, as I said, we were first making the product for our existing partners who are making the escape rooms, and they have, to make the escape room, you need from 40 square meters up to 60 square meters, and we decided that there's twin. You can open one game on 100 square meters, like a big game, really interesting and huge. But maybe we could try to make a virtual reality game on a small amount of space. No, not small, 40 square meters, it's not small. And we will integrate them into those already existed escape room businesses. So that was one of our goals. And we decided that actually we received some orders to make a big game for 100 square meters. And this will be our next step. So it's easy, it will be actually easier for us to do. We will need just to solve some technology goals here. But what we first decided is to make a virtual reality game with the good immersion, but on the small amount of space, because it will be more profitable, actually. We have a question, sorry, from India. Wanted to check these games running for a second without causing any nausea. Sorry, Sashid, I just sorry guys, a little pause. I got a question. I'm looking at the multiplayer escape room in India. Wanted to check these games running for 45-60 minutes without causing any nausea. You're looking for the escape room or virtual reality that we're talking about? Because I haven't written it here, but of course one of our goals, and the first goal of our project was to make this game so that you will not have any sickness from it, because we played a few games and some of them were not so good quality of the picture, or not so good quality of full body tracking. And just imagine that if you're having a little bit of I don't know how to say, if there is a mistake between the position of your hand, of your body in the space, in the physical space, and in the space in the game, you will feel sickness. So it is a matter of quality of tracking, and that was our first goal. And actually we solved it after a month of working, and we showed it on the conference in Nashville. So in our game you could spend half an hour and you will not feel any sickness. So yes, we are doing that. That's the first goal. This is that I'm telling you that first, then before buying something really new, you need to try it. As I told you, we first tried those games, then you are sitting and controlling the game with your arms, and we felt sick after 15 minutes, and we decided that this entertainment is not for us. So, of course, the next goal was from 1 to 4 people. I'm just telling you all those points for you if you are really wanted to start something in the VR. Even if you're opening the VR club, for example, if you're not going to buy our or any other company's games, if you're looking for the VR, those questions, they're the same. So opening the VR club, you need to ask yourself the same questions. Is there a possibility to play for playing 2 or 4 players, because companies are coming, kids, they want to play together, and not all the games are allowing to do that. Full body tracking, that's just a feature that we wanted to add because it's a good immersion. Square meters, I told you, opening the VR club, it's less problem here because they're on the limited space already. So you can ask yourself those questions, and or maybe some other questions. I told you about the HTC Vive Pro helmets that were released this May, actually. So we were first working on the HTC Vive, and they just released the Pro version this May. So the same company releasing the new helmets like each year, and they're improving these technologies, and it goes further. Not OptiTrack. Yes, I told you that OptiTrack costs you $100,000. This technology equipment costs you less. So that's a huge. As I said, we are right now looking for the possibility to open those these small businesses, these games that we are right now doing in different parts of the world. And if we wanted to open a few points, of course we need decrease our investments, and to use the equipment which costs less is a good idea. So we wanted to the problem that we are reaching during our business of escape rooms, that first then you made an escape room. This is the room, how to say, for one game. You made the decorations, you made the puzzles, you put the walls in the right position for one game. It's I don't know, Alice's Dream. We have the escape room which is called Alice's Dream. It will be just for that. So if you have booking for Alice's Dream, it will be here. If not, then sorry. So in case of VR games, why we liked it also, that if you are making few games, you can put them in one room, and if there will be 2 or 3 games, it will just increase the possibility of somebody's booking your room. So they will book or this shooter or your next game, which will be escape room in the VR or something like that. So at the same amount of space, you're getting the higher possibility of making getting it booked. So of course that's an advantage that you could get with the VR. If you have few games, of course. If you have just only one, there's the same story as with the escape rooms. Yes, and we didn't realize that first, but actually we're using the same equipment that you could use for the common VR club for the game. But actually you can use it to open as a the common VR club for the small games that you can download from the Steam. They're not so interesting, of course, less immersion, but still the same equipment. You have 2 businesses in one, and we haven't thought about that before. It was not our initial goal. We realized it a few months after we did it, and we're like, oh, we have the equipment, we are doing our game, and we could receive money already because we have this equipment. We'll just install it as a business of VR Club. Great. So also the same story, the higher possibility of making it, getting it booked. So we just liked it. Ability to play on the customer's territory, that's one of the goals we had right now. And because also we are receiving orders, people are asking, is there a possibility, because we are having corporate story of having this game to take the equipment to bring it somewhere for people to play. Yes, you can do that. Right now we're solving this problem. The same idea with OptiTrack technology, for example, then you have 20 cameras all around the room. It's really hard for you to put them, to install them, all this equipment, to calibrate it. but then you have only 2 bases, that's really easy to do. So we we did it every day during our conference in Nashville. Then we were showing our demonstration. Not every day, twice. We did it because at the end of the second day, my partner just jumped and he was crushed the stick which one of the base was located. And just imagine if the thing is that after you calibrate it, if you turn it even for 1 degree, the whole space in the game will turn like really on a big amount of space. So you need to calibrate it if you moved it. So if you're on the installing it on the space for the game which will be only in this room, that's okay. You just install it on the walls, calibrate it, and that's all. You don't need to work with this in the future. If you're using this equipment for the outside events, then you need to be really accurate with this calibration and with nobody touching the main bases. But still, you can do that. That's not the 20 cameras around. That's just 2 of them. So but the only thing that people are asking for us to make such a game, we put it on in our to-do list. But right now we are making the first game, finishing it actually, and yep. So after that we will start maybe the small game for the outside events. So what is done right now? What we did, I told you several times that we exhibited in the Nashville conference in USA. We showed this technology, that it works and all that stuff. And actually, right now I'm a little bit shy of what we showed before, because it was in July. Today is what, 25th of November, and the difference is really huge. So we added a lot of features in there, and the tracking works better, and all like, yeah, we want to release our game in 2 weeks. Of course, everything should be working fine. So yeah, but still, we showed it and people tried it and liked it. Actually, one of the guys in the conference, he told us like, oh, it's the same as the Void, but on the small amount of space. We were like, and this was the time I haven't tried Void yet, and we were like, really? Wow, that's a good compliment. So yeah, one of the participants compared us with the leader of the VR full body tracking games market. So and right now we are on the pre-sale stage of this game, so you could buy it. We have a few potential partners from different countries. Right now we sold it 2 times. We have a few like who are right now signing the agreement, but the thing is that it's easy for us to show it anywhere. I don't know how to answer this question, because of course we have huge plans to visit, like I don't know, all the conferences which are connected with the escape rooms or with the VR games next year, because right now we don't have actually time for that. There are no conferences actually right now, because the New Year's is coming, the holidays and all that stuff, and right now we are finishing our game. So of course next year we will show it on different conferences. So I think we will travel with the equipment all around the world with this game. But the thing is that right now we are in the pre-sale stage and we are selling it with a huge discount, and after game release the price will be higher. So what this game is about right now, it's a shooter. Yeah, you can stop this video after and read it, but there is nothing really interesting right now in the story of the game, I should say. The scenario is written. If you are really interested in the project, you can ask me to send you the small description of the scenario, how it will look like, and I will send you it. So the game is consists of some amount of steps of different levels. So like first, yeah, there is a description of there is some, and each level uses some features. Like in our game, for example, in our game you could die because we played one of the games with on the OptiTrack technology, VR shooter. Then we should we were killing zombies, but at the I don't know, after 10 minutes it became really boring because it all looked like we killed one wave of zombies, the second wave is coming. Okay, we killed second wave of zombies, the third one is coming. And on the last level, then there were so many zombies that you had no possibility to kill them all without touching you. But the thing is that they were touching you. They were like zombie, were like here. But for me, it was like nothing. I was just staying with the gun, shooting them like that. Okay. When's the end? Because I had no possibility to die, and we played it. All my partners played it. We played with our friends, and like all of them said that it's not interesting that you're so superhero and cannot die. Maybe adding this into your game will be a good feature. So we tried it, and actually. With this option, you're really afraid of the zombies. You're hiding from them. You're running from them. So it is adding so much more action in the game. And I really don't know why other VR games are not using this, because it's I think competition is the is the best part that you could do for games. Because one of my partners just tried the demo of the game this week, and he just came here and he said that I could not beat the second level. I wanted to try it again. So, and we just understand that our customers who will play this game, they will come again and they will play this shooter. So it's not about like with the escape room story, you play it once and that's all. This is a game, and you could play this game once more, maybe twice, and so on. Took other friends and kill new zombies. So yeah, the story might be look just like as what's the name of this Z World or something like that movie about the end of the world, about the zombies. The story is the same, but the thing is that the mechanics of the game we tried to use in each wave of zombie, on each new level. We're trying to use different feature. Like you can not only shoot zombies, you can kick them with your hands, with your legs. You can add additional, use additional items. You can touch something. So yeah, we are using different mechanics in the game. If you wanted to know more, just ask me for this description. I will send you that. Okay. Yeah, I was just going to tell you what will be in the game. This is what we saw in different VR clubs, in different articles. This is what we found by ourselves, and this is what we want to add in our game. For full body tracking, players see themselves. We actually, in our YouTube channel, we have the video where we are demonstrating the multiplayer interaction. So the players could give a high five, and it works. Like my hand to my partner hand goes like that in the game and in the real life. Explosion of the helicopter. Yeah, we saw the helicopter flying. We're adding it as a part of the story. So walking on the edge to feel the height. Of course, this is really adding some action in the game. The level with darkness, we wanted to add just a small horror in there. Fight with the boss, of course. So different, as I told you, different ways of zombies. Play with your hands. Pull the lever, push the buttons. audio communications between players. This is what we already did. This is what is done. What we wanted to add, actually, vibrating jackets, cool thing that we saw somewhere, I don't remember, and we already tested them, so but we need to add that. Several levels of difficulty, also working on that. Deceleration of time, you know, those Max Payne features or something like that. This is just cool. This is just a cool idea that we wanted to try. Maybe we could add this. Various types of weapons, of course, so different bombs, guns, telekinesis. I don't like this one, actually. If we are making something to make it feel more real, telekinesis is something that I don't like, but we could add it in other games, so maybe it will be some fantastic magic game, the next one. Fans, also we already tried this, so it maybe it will not be not in the first version, but we will release next patches after, and of course we will add this. So for example, if there is a fire somewhere, I don't know, something explodes, we will install the fan with the heating air, and you will feel warm. So it's just adding the immersion, I don't know, on this level. Creating of the unique avatar for each player, that's just what players like. Not like, not just a maybe. I'm not sure, but I think we'll do that. Maybe not just a color of the costume, but maybe as in the game Fortnite. Then you could pick different, I don't know, t-shirts for you to add, caps or something like that. Maybe. So we have such an idea. And also recording of the video after each game. Also, we have this, we're testing, and we will add it in the future, because you can use it and as your materials, advertising materials, to sell it to your customers. So it's just increasing of the profit of your game, of your business. Okay, let me stop here for a moment. I will read the questions that I have. Hello, where and then can we demo your product in game? I answered this question that right now it's only in Russia. Somewhere we could bring this equipment, but I'm not sure that in December. But the next year we will be on the different conferences and we will demonstrate it. But actually, if you have a possibility, because I have 3 partners that are, one partner from USA is coming next week to test our our equipment. He will be here on Thursday. I will record the video for you if you're not believing. We have partners from Israel. They wanted to visit us and to try our equipment, but I'm not sure, in December or in January. And I have one more partner from Europe who wants to also try our technology and game, and I think he will come here in January. So if you have such a possibility, you can come here, and of course we will show you everything, all that. If you want to wait a little bit, then we will meet on some of the conferences. Okay. How many games do you have? Right now we are in development stage of the first game, and we're releasing it in December. The second game will be next year, and we're not stopping. So, can we see a demo? Yes, I answered this question. I'm seeing these chat messages. What is your business model? Can you detail us on the kind of investment required for a multiplayer VR escape room setup? That's actually the next slide that we have right now. But this slide, next 2 slides, this one also, I'm not sure about. So this is the open discussion that we could, I don't know, argue, discuss with you together. So what's our profit here? lifelong license to use the game. So the price for our game is $20,000. This is, we are sending you the game, you're using it, and you're not paying us more anymore. So the equipment you need to buy, those HTC Vive Pro headsets and systems with batteries, with computers, server, router, weapons, vibration jackets, all these, approximately $25,000. And so these first two numbers, they are approximately accurate, but the last one, repairs in the 40 square meters location, is really different. It depends on from what country are you. It depends on are you going to make those works by yourself, or you will hire an electrician or workers who will make decorations in your room. There are not so many decorations needed for that, so you need just prepared free room for that. But still, then we first rented our space for our first escape rooms. It looked like after the nuclear bomb explosion, so we invested in a lot in that space. But the thing is that our rent after that for a few years was so low that those investments was okay for us. So it really depends. It really depends on the country, depends on the conditions. So those $20,000 that are marked here, they could be different, $5, $10, $50,000. So it depends on what you're doing and what facility do you have. This simplified business model also really simple and really easy. I put number of games average a month 200. It's 6 games a month. So what we decided here for a model, it's 30 minutes game. So it's not like an escape room 1 hour, but it's a 30-minute game, because still even though that for example our game are not causing the sickness, but in my opinion, so and my partners thinks about that too, that having the helmet right here as a screen in front of your eyes for more than 1 hour, it's anyway you will feel a little bit tired, not maybe sick but tired. So we decided to make, and that's actually the standard which is on the market right now, 30 minutes for the VR is enough, and 15 more minutes for the instructions, for putting the backpacks with the equipment, for the instructions how to play, how to use the equipment and all that stuff. So 45 minutes per game. And there are more slots for games during the day. And if you are asking, is it possible to have 6 games per day in average? My answer is yes. And this is actually also the reason that we wanted to make our own how to say, our own points opened, because we saw booking of those VR clubs, of those VR games with full body tracking technology. So if you wanted some evidence, just write me an email. I will send you the example of the companies who are having those bookings. The thing is that I made some marketing research, and I left a request on one of the companies, and I asked what's the price of their franchise, because I knew that they are using the OptiTrack technology, and on the website it is written there that if you wanna open this business, you need to invest. Oh no, there is an option you need to choose. If you have $500,000 to start, if you have $250,000 to start, or you have million or more, something like that. So their lower limit is $250. And I called them and asked, is that true? And they told us yes, because the equipment is $100,000, our franchise not so cheap, and we decided that okay, we are not so greedy. Our equipment, it's not our equipment, it's the equipment of HTC Vive, so you can buy it on your own. Our game is $20,000, so yeah, $65,000 is way much less than $500,000. So those numbers that I just put 5 minutes before the webinar, 200 games, cost of the game for the team, it's the average, also $40. This is what I found, the average for some companies in US. They're taking per game from one person $40 in average. At the weekends it's 42 or 46. At the weekdays it's 36 up to 40. So 160 total profit. You can really discuss with me here because rent might be different. I know, for example, in US, in Florida, the rent is one number, will be something like that. No, it will be less because I put the number here for bigger amount of space. In Texas, the amount of the price for the rent will be really low. In California, it will be twice higher. So this is really something average on the market. So I try to put it here. Personal salary. Actually, also some of our partners are making this business, escape room business, for their life. Actually, I'm not a really. For me, it's not something that I really like, because if you're opening a business, you should be a business. You need to hire some people. You need to open more games, earn more profit. And if you'll be a game master in your escape room, you will save some money on the salary. You will earn more, but you will have just only these few games at this point. If you'll hire some managers from this facility, from these games, you will earn less, but you have to. Your salary could be, salary of your workers could be zero, because you can do everything on your own. But I'm of returning those 65,000 in 6 months. So I like those numbers. I don't know how about you, but those numbers inspires me to open a few of those projects in different parts of the world, and that's what we're working on right now. Okay, I thought actually that it will be faster for us to finish all these slides. That's why I wanted to discuss maybe how to attract customers. But actually, what I could tell you that I have the webinar about marketing. Actually, we have few webinars about marketing of the escape rooms, and you can use all of the instruments from there for this project. So if you are really interested, watch the other webinars, and you will find a lot of useful information from there. So let's not waste our time right here, because we are already 1.5 hours right now. Yes, so about actually our project. So yeah, by the way, answering the question, our today's webinar called how to earn up to $10,000 per month. So from this slide, we're not lying. So it seems like it could be true if you're doing everything right. You can find a partner to invest in it and to open in 2 different cities, for example, or first at one and then on the second, and each of you will earn this amount of money, and then open the third one, or this is how business works. It should be growing. So about as I promised, the promotion and gift. So, as I told you before, the cost of license after the releasing of the game will be the $20,000. Right now, we are open to sign the third buyer, but remember that I told you that this Thursday, one of our potential partners from USA is coming. The release of the game, it will be 16, of course. So you have a possibility to buy this game with a huge discount first, and the second. So I cannot. This is our promotion that we already had, so it works. But for the participants of the webinar, and for those of you who will see this webinar during the week, there is a possibility for you, if you are buying this game, then for the $12,000, we could make a website for you, and we will give you as a gift. So we will write you a website for your VR game that you could use for bookings for your game, and you will not lose your money, your investments on that. That's a few $1,000s more discount, I could tell you. So think about that if you're really interested. So that's actually all, I think, for today. If you have any more question right now, I see that some of you are still here. Thank you for those who are still here. Tell me something. Have you liked this one? Today's really, actually my idea was I asked my sales managers to write some VR clubs owners if they have the possibilities to come to this webinar, because I really wanted to make some kind of discussion, because those numbers that I showed you, those this is what I saw. This is not what that I just took out of my mind and put here to make some kind of attraction to our project. No, I really researched the market. I connected with different companies in this field where they are using different technologies from different countries. And I really wanted to discuss with owners of VR clubs, with owners of the escape rooms, or maybe owners of other businesses, what numbers you have right now. Are you really interested in the VR? Because we are really excited about that for half of a year right now. So this is what we are doing right now. This is our, I should say, one of the main projects that we have right now. This is the VR game, because escape rooms, we have this business working, I mean, as a service company. Actually, by the way, we are moving next week because we need more space. We have a lot of orders right now. Even it's New Year's coming, we need to finish a lot of projects. And yeah, about the VR also, our partner, as I told you, is coming, and actually in this facility that I'm sitting in right now, we will move from here. This is a space that our sales manager, our financial department is sitting. So we will move them at some other place, and here we will install our VR system, VR equipment, and we will test it here. So we are planning to do it at the end of next week. So I'm hoping to have more videos about VR in December, because I don't know, one of my workers said that we have a camera right here, and he said that we need to turn it on as a live camera for everybody who wants to see how we are testing the VR, for example. But the thing is that it will be not so interesting because mostly our software engineers, of course, they are working on their places and they have the additional equipment to test it on the table. And only for the big testing, for the big demonstrations, we will come here once, I don't know, once in a few days to test everything works together. But actually they don't need to be here like every day. So, but still, idea is cool. Maybe we will record the video, more videos from different angles, how this looks like, because we wanted this week, then my partner played the game. We wanted to make advertising promo trailer, one more for our VR game, and we asked one of our good friends to make this video for us, and she was playing the game for the first time, and she was screaming like a crazy, so she really liked it. So we haven't recorded any video, we were just recording the stories to the Instagram how she's screaming. It was really funny. So maybe, yeah, we will invite our friends, our girlfriends, because they're more emotional, and we will record some videos to become more viral. Okay, I have a few questions. I'll connect you on an email. Okay, that's great. You can write us on email, which is below, info Timequest Lab, or you can write to me directly. It is v at timequestlab.com. You can leave a request on our website, which is timequestlab.com, timequestlab.ru, any of them, Facebook group. So this is my number. You can use a WhatsApp and write me directly also, if you want to connect with us somehow. I will email you if I have questions. The same. Great. Thank you for participation and for your patience. 20,000 is for how many game licenses? This is for one game license, so it will be one game. Yeah, one game. If you look, the price is also less than on the market. So, and the return of the investments is really fast. So, and after you got the equipment to open the second game, you will need just to spend 20,000 more, not the 65. So, and those 20 will return you in 1.5 months. So, for me, it's like, wow, I don't know. It's not, I found all those numbers from different places. I checked them carefully, and I'm trying to check them every day, but still, it sounds for me like crazy to invest some amount of money and in 1.5 months return them back and receive some profit after it. It sounds like crazy, really, because in modern world, I don't know, to open a restaurant you need to invest a lot of money, and after that waiting for 5 years to return them all, and to then after that receive a profit. Wow. And here you're investing, and after half of the year getting everything is back. Okay, in the worst case, 1 year of returning back and then earning profit. Show me any business with such legal business with such return and profit. I don't know. It's still, for me, it sounds like crazy. That's why we are doing this VR. Okay, guys, seems like you're all having some personal questions for me, because 3 of you wrote that you will email me your questions. Okay, I'm open for any kind of discussions about the escape rooms, about the VR, about our company, about the market of entertainment in common. thank you for the participation. I will leave this webinar as a video on our YouTube channel. Hope you really like it. Yeah, sorry for maybe today was a little bit not so perfect, because some part of the improvisation and some part of the new material for all of us today. So and actually the thing is that today is at my place. It is the night already between the Sunday and the Monday. It is also almost 1 a.m. Of the night, middle of the night. So that's why I'm a little bit today look like crazy and maybe forgetting some words in English. Sorry about that again, but thank you all for listening to me, for helping me with your questions. Hope to keep with you in touch. Will be send me your email ID. Okay. I will write you in the chat right now. Let me do that. I will write you my, I don't know if that's a good idea. I will write you my personal, in case of personal, what's that? Personal email and my work email. They're on one account, so I will receive all the messages. vtimequestlab.com. Something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, these are my contacts. My email. You can send me feedback about the webinar. Don't forget about our other webinars that we have on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, because we'll have more vlogs, more webinars, more interesting videos on our YouTube channel coming. So thank you again. It was really nice to have this small chat with you, and hope to get some feedback from you soon. So I'm finishing here right now. Thank you, and bye.